So you're stranded on a desert island. The sun is blazing, the waves are crashing. Somehow, just somehow, you have one bottle of whiskey to tie you over until the rescue parties come swarming in. But what is that one bottle of whiskey? Well, I have 5 for you. Run the video. So, for your island bottle, it's not going to be something highly allocated. We're talking ride or die bottles here. And I've kind of broken it down into 3 subsections here. So it has to be delicious, it has to last because you don't know how long you're gonna be there. And it can't be anything too hot. You're on an island, you don't want anything hazmat, that stuff is gonna melt away. So I've picked 5 awesome whiskeys that I think are perfect for if you're stranded on a desert island, this is what you're gonna reach for. First up, and we went absolute classic here, and that is Rare Breed from Wild Turkey. It's so smooth, so powerful. It has a bunch of ABV. But if I'm on a desert island and I want to pick up a bottle of whiskey, then I'm like, oh, I kind of overpaid for this. This is not going to be that bottle. This is not going to be a William LaRue well. It's not going to be a George T. Stagg. However, if I'm paying $50 for a bottle of whiskey and I'm stranded on an island, this is what it's going to be. I can drink this bottle of whiskey. It's going to last. Yes, it has some of that ABV punch with it too. However, it's not going to evaporate with the island heat. It's not too tropical in a way, but it's going to kind of ground me a little bit. It's going to ground me in some of those flavor profiles of the mainland. And I'm going to be thinking, if I'm drinking this, things are kind of all right. Things are going to be perfect, which is why Wild Turkey Rare Breed is an absolute staple if I'm going to be stuck on a desert island. Next up, we're going to play around with this theme a little bit, and we are going to go with Sagamore Spirits rum cask finish. Of course, your mind is going to go straight to Pirates of the Caribbean, where Johnny Depp is like, where is all the rum gone? Why are they drinking rum on a desert island? Well, that is because the sugarcane sweetness is absolutely perfect for the sun. Yes, they say when you are drinking cocktails, when you are drinking highly ABV or highly proof whiskey, is that the ABV and the sweetness of the whiskey will make you be more drunk and more hungover. But if I'm on a desert island, I want to drink something that's sweet, something that I can drink and it's going to be perfect for the high sun in the middle of the day, something that's going to last. And heck, the bottle is perfect for that too. Sagamore Spirits, yeah, you're going to add a little bit more spice to the theme on this desert island. However, with the rum cask, it's really going to bring it home. If we're talking whiskey, I think rum finished whiskey is probably perfect for this bottle, and with the rye you get that backbone of those kind of kitchen spices, the clove, the anise as well there too, and for like $50-$60 as well. If I'm on that desert island, much like the Rare Breed, I have no regrets, because this is a great bottle to be stranded with on a desert island. Rum cask finished by Sagamore. 3 bottles left, and kind of sticking with the island theme here a little bit, and one of my favorite bottles this year, and there's Rio by Penelope. Why do we choose this bottle? Well, kind of like the Sagamore rum finished, this is an Amburana finish with a little bit of honey there too. So the honey lends a delicate vibe to this. If I'm stuck on said desert island, then I want things to be a little bit sweeter, because I don't really know how long I'm going to be there. However, the Amburana brings in a boatload of a cinnamon toast kind of crunch there too. It's very complex. It's not high ABV. It is somewhat simmered down at 49% ABV. So I'm kind of sitting right there. I'm not going to drink it and wake up the next day and be hungover, so I can't bring out the flair to wave the ships down. And I kind of can pick up this bottle and make a little bit of a party out of it. It has the floral kind of pictures on the front, a cool Mediterranean vibe there. And with the honey notes, the Amburana notes, heck, let's slice up some coconut put a bit in a glass, if I have a glass, or we can just kind of put some pulp in the bottle. The perfect bottle. If there was one bottle of whiskey on this list that would be perfect for said desert island, the Penelope Rio would absolutely smash that expectation there. Moving on, and we want something to maybe remind us of the homeland. We're drinking whiskey after all, so we want something that's maybe bold Kentucky, big sweetness, big oak, big caramel notes. Something maybe with a bit of age, and that's why I went with this bottle, and that is the Old Forester 1924. Yes, in the last year or two, it has been overpriced, but I feel like those folks at Brown-Forman have kind of hit an epiphany, if you like, and they bring that price down. So MSRP on this is sub 100 right now, $99, and maybe even cheaper if you can find it at a Costco. But if we're talking about something that can last, and because this has so much sweetness, so much oak, so much pancakes and syrup to it, if I'm on a desert island lounging in the sand and I want something to maybe be put into a glass that lasts, and even if I wake up the next day and it's still in the glass, you still get that really nice sweetness to it, that caramel sauce. This bottle is it. Yes, like I said, a little bit on the pricey side. However, I think it's a pretty darn good bottle to be with on that said desert island. If I was able to get maybe some of the perfect store picks that Old Forester does, we're talking the black label, the blue label, maybe I would bring one of those instead. However, because the single barrels are so specific, so hard to get a real banger, I went with the 1924 because I blended these all together with the whole Old Forester lineup, and this came out on top. So if I wouldn't bring this, then I guess I would be just regretting not bringing that if I were to bring something else instead. One bottle left. That is Blanton's Gold. Why am I bringing Blanton's Gold of all the bottles? Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. So the first reason is Blanton's Gold is my favorite Blanton's. Better than Blanton's straight from the barrel, regular Blanton's red, whatever you can think of. This is the peak when it comes to Blanton's. Not only that, it has a gold topper. Well, how does a gold topper help you if you're stranded on a desert island? Well, it's very shiny, so you can kind of shine down some boats if they're passing, so you have that. And then also as well, it's quite heavy, so if you need to throw it at some said animals, it could make for a weapon too. With that being said, you could also stuff this and make a Molotov cocktail if you like, and you can definitely go hunting with that too. And maybe you should probably drink that bottle first. However, you can sit it on the beach, drink a really nice pour of this, because it is a fantastic whiskey, and with the way that the bottle is shaped, you can, again, much like the topper, you can shine down some boats. It has all these peculiar different cuts on the top of the bottle, so if you really want to shine down some bottles, this might be the perfect whiskey for you. But like I said, if you're just gonna drink it, then it's gonna be the perfect whiskey for that too. So these are the 5 bottles that I've chose. We have the Rare Breed by Wild Turkey, a good enough cask strength that a little will go a long way, and we're not gonna really regret bringing this bottle because we know what to expect. If I get this bottle today, if I get it in 2 years' time, or if I got it 5 years ago, it's gonna be peak premium whiskey at any given time. Next up, we went with the Sagamore Spirits rum cask finish because, you know, we're on a desert island. We kind of want to feel a little bit tiki, which takes us on to the Penelope Rio. We have that Amburana coconut finish. We can get a slice of coconut, maybe some coconut pulp, put it down in the whiskey, and kind of forget about all the problems that we are having. And then the 4th bottle, it reminds us a little bit of home with that big pancake syrup sweetness, double oak char that this bottle has. Yes, a little bit on the pricier side, but heck, you know, what do we have to live for at that point? That is the Old Forester 1924. And then lastly, almost the signal bottle, that is the Blanton's Gold. The top could be used as a weapon, the bottle and the top could be used as a signaling glass, but all that aside, whiskey in the glass, it's a fantastic bottle of whiskey. Like I said, it beats out any other Blanton's that I can think of. And yes, it is expensive, but you know, money doesn't really have a currency on said island there. So with that being said, we have these 5 awesome bottles. If I were to pick one, probably would be the Penelope Real, just because it has a lot going for it. It's relatively affordable. It is very tasty and kind of reminds me of a desert island in a sense, so to speak. So what is your whiskey bottle that you would like to be washed up with on a desert island? With that being said, now is the time. After this video, go down below and you can win one of these fantastic bottles. We have the John J. Bowman single barrel. We have the Wild Turkey Red Breed non-chill filtered. And we also have the Rip Van Winkle 10-year. We're going to be releasing 3 more bottles for this free giveaway. Like I said, have to be a subscriber. And then you have to go down below to submit your ticket there. With that being said, these are great bottles of whiskeys. Tell me down below, which whiskey are you getting washed up with on a desert island? Cheers.